Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to find a way out even in the most dead-end situations, while most of us often feel lost, struggling endlessly in the tangle of our own chaotic thoughts? That is a question I have wrestled with throughout my youth. I used to believe that intelligence or innate talent was the key to unlocking the doors of success and happiness. But then life, with all its collisions, taught me a different lesson, one much deeper and more practical. The secret does not lie in how much you think, but in how clearly you think. Today, I want to tell you a story about the journey to find mental clarity, a journey that I believe will completely change how you face every problem in this life. Imagine our mind is like a vast room filled with furniture. In that room, there are wonderful ideas and ambitious dreams, but also a clutter of fears, anxieties, and old prejudices. If that room has no light, we will constantly stumble, bumping into things and feeling pain without understanding why. Clarity in thinking is the lamp that illuminates that room. Good thinking truly begins with clarity. It is the foundation that helps humans constantly grow and thoroughly solve life's problems. When we talk about clarity, we are not talking about knowing everything, but about knowing exactly what we are thinking and why we are thinking that way. A vague mind is like holding a map with blurred ink to find treasure. You may walk a lot and put in a lot of effort, but in the end, you are just going in circles. Conversely, clear thinking draws a sharp roadmap, helping you save energy and go straight to your destination. So how do we achieve that clarity? This brings us to a core principle. A clear thought must be logical, not allowed to be vague, and ideally expressed through an if-then structure. Think about how many times you have told yourself things like, "I want to be successful," or "I feel like life is so hard." Those thoughts, though very real, are too vague to resolve. They are like clouds of mist. You cannot grasp them. But if you transform them into a logical structure, everything changes. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," say, "If I spend 2 hours every day learning a new skill, then I will have an opportunity for promotion in the next 6 months." At this point, the thought has become a testable hypothesis, a specific action plan. The if-then structure forces your brain to connect cause and effect, eliminating emotionality and bringing you back to objective reality. An effective thinking process does not stop in the head. It is a continuous loop between thought and reality. Visualize this process as a flow. Clear thinking leads to intentional action. That action creates specific feedback, and that feedback helps improve our understanding of the world. This is an inseparable chain. When you have a clear thought, you know exactly what you need to do. You do not act out of inertia or impulsive emotion, but with a predetermined purpose. And the magic lies in the next step. The world will answer you. Feedback from action is the most precious gift that reality bestows upon us. It helps confirm or refute initial assumptions, thereby helping us adjust our worldview more accurately. If you act based on a vague thought, the feedback you receive will also be vague. You fail but do not understand why, or you succeed but think it was due to luck. But when you act based on logical thinking, for example, the if-then hypothesis we discussed, the result returned will be specific data. If you do A and result B does not happen, you know immediately where your assumption was wrong. Failure at this point is no longer a painful blow to self-esteem, but becomes useful information for you to update the map in your mind. Each time, your worldview becomes sharper, more accurate, and you become wiser. To demonstrate the power of clear thinking, let us look back at the past, to one of the greatest emperors in Roman history, Marcus Aurelius. He was not only a powerful ruler but also a Stoic philosopher, a man who had to carry the weight of an entire empire on his shoulders, facing war, plague, and political conspiracies. How did he maintain his composure and clear wisdom amidst that storm? The answer lies in his writings, what were later collected in the book Meditations. Marcus Aurelius is living proof of training clear thinking through recording and organizing thoughts logically. He did not write for publication or for the world to praise him. He wrote for himself. Every night, under the flickering candlelight in a military tent, he faced his fears and anxieties not by complaining, but by dissecting them. He wrote down his thoughts, not letting them float aimlessly in his head. He questioned himself, separating what he could control from what he could not. He turned chaotic emotions into logical propositions. He reminded himself, if this matter is beyond my control, then worrying about it is useless. By writing it down, he forced his thinking to become clear. He did not let ambiguity blind him. It was thanks to this habit that Marcus Aurelius forged a steel spirit and a timeless wisdom, helping him make the most lucid decisions for the empire and for his own life. The story of Marcus Aurelius reminds us that clarity is not a random gift, but the result of disciplined practice. To improve our own problem-solving abilities, we need to learn from his way. Turn vague thoughts into logical and testable statements. Take a look at the problems that are giving you a headache right now. Are they existing in the form of heavy feelings, nameless worries? Are you telling yourself, my boss doesn't seem to like me, or this relationship is hitting a dead end? These thoughts are the enemies of growth because they do not suggest any action. Stop, take a deep breath, and begin the transformation process. Take out a pen and paper, just as Marcus Aurelius did. Write down your problem, but force it into the framework of logic. Instead of worrying that your boss doesn't like you, write, if I complete this project ahead of schedule with high quality, then I will prove my competence to my boss. Immediately, the vague anxiety disappears, giving way to a specific action goal. You get to work. If, after performing well, your boss's attitude still does not change, you receive important feedback from reality. The problem may not lie in your competence, but in your boss's prejudice or the company culture. This data helps you adjust your worldview. Perhaps it is time to find a new environment. You see, from confusion, you have moved to a state of proactivity and understanding. That is the power of clear thinking. Life is a series of problems to be solved and lessons to be understood. We cannot control what happens to us, just as a sailor cannot control the direction of the wind. But we can completely control how we think about them, just as a sailor adjusts his sails. Ambiguity is the fog that makes the ship of your life lose its way, while clear thinking is the compass and the lighthouse that leads the way. When you begin to train yourself to think clearly, logically, and structurally, you will find life becomes much simpler. Invisible fears will vanish under the light of reason. Failures will no longer be dead ends but guiding signs. You will no longer be a victim of circumstances, but the creator of your own destiny. Remember that each passing day is an opportunity for you to sharpen your thinking. Do not let cluttered thoughts occupy your mind. Start with the smallest things. Write down your thoughts, ask why, and build if-then hypotheses for every action. Have the courage to act to receive feedback from the world and use that truth to enrich your wisdom. The journey of self-development is not about becoming someone else, but about removing the layers of fog to see clearly who you really are and the world around you. When thinking is clear, every problem has a solution, and every obstacle becomes a stepping stone for you to reach higher. Begin the journey to find clarity today, because a clear mind is the most precious asset you can possess to conquer this life.